Do you want to know what unseen energies may be impacting you? Would you like to receive some tips on how best to manage the intermingling of your energy with these other energies for your best and highest good? If so, stick around. This pick a card tarot reading will have plenty of messages to validate and illuminate so you are better armed to move forward. Hello, magical person. My name is Lou, and I would like to welcome you back to my channel, where sometimes I do tarot readings, sometimes I will share some adventures or projects that I have going in the yard or in the house, and sometimes I'll do some live streaming. That's pretty new, but stay tuned for more. Today's video is going to be a pick a card tarot reading. You can choose one, two, three, however many you want. And what we're going to be looking at is first we're going to be taking a look at your energy, and then we're going to be taking a look at energies that are impacting you that you may not have conscious awareness of. And then we'll also be gathering some advice on how best to manage and navigate the intermingling of those two energies. Now, like I said, you can pick one or more readings. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. I went around my yard today and picked up some blossoms of a variety of different medicinal herbs that I have in the garden. So let me tell you a little bit about the tokens that I selected for these readings. These are all medicinal herbs that grow around my yard. So today we have, for reading one, this is chamomile. And chamomile is incredibly fragrant, and it's a calming herb. You've probably maybe even heard of chamomile tea. It's pretty common. It can aid with sleeplessness or with anxiety. It's also helpful for if you have an upset stomach. And topically, it is a terrific anti-inflammatory. Reading two is Calendula, which this, unfortunately, when I picked it, I just snagged off the top there rather than taking the whole stem. But calendula is also an anti-inflammatory as well as an antioxidant, and these plants have actually also been used as a natural dye. Reading three is Yarrow. This is a sprig of yarrow right here. And yarrow is can be an aid when you have indigestion or heartburn. It also is an anti-inflammatory and can help in aiding the healing of wounds, as well as being a styptic, so it will stop bleeding. So that is an incredibly helpful one to have around. And you can, I will insert a still here of those little sprigs that I gathered, and you can choose because you like the color or something about that plant calls to you or something about that number is calling to you. Like I said, you're more than welcome to pick more than one reading. As always, follow your own intuition and take what resonates and leave the rest. And having said that, let's just go ahead and dive right into reading one. So, reading one, if you selected the herb of chamomile, then this is going to be your reading. And what we're going to do here is I've got a few different tarot decks and oracle decks, and we are first going to pull some cards to get a little bit of a descriptor about your current energy that is being spoken to in this reading. So first we're going to look at your energy, and then we're going to pull some cards for this other unseen energy that is having an impact on your space, and then we will also pull some cards for advice or tips on how best to manage the intermingling of those two energies. So starting off group one, our chamomile friends here. So the first one we have coming out here is the Ace of Wands. So you're in a time when you are maybe getting a little bit of inspiration, or your creativity is turned up a little bit. And oops, we also have here, the Magician. So not only is there this energy of having this like creative inspiration, but also there's the will to actually create with it. So to actually bring it out of the territory of the aces, because the territory of the aces is less about manifestation and more about the inspiration for the manifestation. And of course, because it's wands, we're speaking to creativity as well as intuition. So this may be a creative project, or it may be an intuitive truth that you have just recently brought into your awareness. And now you're at the point where you're wanting to bring that out into the world and manifest something from it and actually create change. That's what the magician is all about. And then the third card for your energy we have here is the Page of Pentacles, which tells me that you are in this for the long haul, that you are willing to do the actual work, that you are willing to allow yourself to take the steps on this process that is brought about by this Ace of Wands energy, and that you're wanting to take the steps that you need to take, and also knowing that the process itself will be one that's emergent, an emergent process or a learning process. So now, actually, I'm going to use my crow cards. So now we're going to take a look at the energy that is unseen to you at this time, but that is showing up and impacting this particular energy that we're talking about here. So what is showing up for our chamomile friends here? Oh, we have the Ace of Swords. Interesting. And the Page of Pentacles again. Fascinating. Fascinating. Ooh, this makes me wonder if, let's see what this third card is going to be first. Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so the energy that's showing up, I feel like for some of you, this is going to actually be showing up as like the energy of self-doubt, because the Ace of Swords is also something new coming into our space, but where it's swords here rather than wands, that's a little bit of a tongue twister. This is more speaking to the energy of thinking and ideas and logic and understanding, rather than intuition and creativity and inspiration. So it's kind of different energy. This energy is a lot more mercurial, as you can see. You know, it's of the fire. Wands is the element of fire, and so what do we know about fire is that it's it tends to move. It doesn't have a defined shape. And of course, neither does air. But when we look at swords as being the symbol of air, we see that it is defined shape, and it is pointed in a direction. So I feel like, okay, first of all, we have the Page of Pentacles showing up twice, which makes me think that, like I said, for some of you, this may be showing up as self-doubt. Like there is a part of you that really wants to bring this new thing into the world and is willing to put in the time, but then there's this other part of you that's really questioning it and questioning how long it's going to take you, and is maybe making you feel very confused. Like the Queen of Cups, she looks inward, and being a queen, she does have mastery over that looking inward. So she's able to do it in a way where she's got some clarity about things that are sometimes difficult to have clarity about. But what's interesting about this is I feel like, since this is showing up in your space, and it may not, yeah, like, okay, so I feel like this is the energy of, and it may not even be coming from within, it may be coming from the world around you too, that something is asking you to question this inspiration. And this doesn't necessarily have to be in a negative way, but there's this energy of wanting to have more clarity about it, and wanting to have more of a deeper understanding of the process, that Queen of Cups energy of being able to look within and have that clarity and understanding. But it's interesting because I feel like where you currently are with this right now is it's still very much in the taking shape, and you know that it's going to have to become more clear with time. So this is interesting. I'm curious to see one of the first questions I'm going to ask here. Which deck do I want to use? I want to ask as a clarifying question here, is this energy, where is this energy coming from? This energy of this Page of Pentacles, energy maybe bringing self-doubt or maybe bringing a questioning that is kind of getting in the way a little bit of you doing this manifestation from the Magician. I want to know where that's coming from. Six of Cups. So I'm sorry, that's the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is kind of feeling like in the traditional Rider-Waite, this is the one where there's a man sitting in front of a table that has all sorts of full cups on him, and he's sitting on them in front of them, kind of closed and looking a bit smug, like he believes he already has everything that he needs, but rather than engaging in it, he's just kind of guarding it. So I feel like there may be something here, like one of the things that this is getting in the way, or one of the things that is actually, you know what, I'm gonna pull a couple more cards because I feel like there's something here that's still not quite clear to me. We have the Sun and the Five of Wands. Yeah, you know, group one, I think this is pretty interesting. So like there's this energy of, like, I don't think that this is coming from you. I feel like with this Five of Wands card, this is the card of that often denotes that there's a conflict of some kind. So I feel like maybe this is messaging that you received in the past saying, this is the way you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to do. And it maybe had come from a parent or from an authority figure. So maybe a parent or an elder or a teacher or something like that, or maybe just programming you got from society in general, but just telling you about the way that you're needing to be. And perhaps it showed up for you in like an overvaluing of logic and understanding, and that as a result, that maybe cut you off from your creativity a little bit, because sometimes being in that space of creativity is actually turning off some of the more intellectual aspects. So I feel like as you are moving into this space where you have this new creative idea, this new inspiration that is bringing life to you, there's a lot of stuff that's coming up from this prior programming that you receive that is telling you that that you either don't know what you're doing, or that you need to know what you're doing before you put in the work. But again, I think that what's really important to remember is that this energy that you're in with this creative process is emergent, and on some level you are already aware of that, and you are already like showing up to put in the steps to make this a long-term thing, knowing that more truths and understanding will come to you as you go through the process. So let's see now about getting some best tips for how best to navigate this. And I'm going to pull one card from each of the three decks here, and then we'll also pull a couple of oracle cards. All right. Okay, so the first one that came up is the Eight of Swords, which is perfect. You are in a place of transformation, and it may feel like you can't move safely in any direction because like dangers everywhere. Like if you make this choice, if you do this thing, then that's to the exclusion of another thing, and so you maybe feel a little like analysis paralysis about some aspect of it. But the Eight of Swords is just wanting to remember that that is a self-limiting belief rather than an actual truth. So you are meant to transform. You are meant to be a butterfly and to transform into who you actually are, rather than who people told you that you were, or told you that you should be, or told you who you ought to be. Let's see. We also have the Nine of Swords. So there is going to be, two swords. There is this whole process, allowing yourself to sink into this place of creativity and bring this thing to the world, to actually bring it about, to make this change, whatever it is. it is going to stir up some anxieties and feel disconcerting at times, but that is okay because sometimes anxiety serves to lead us towards a truth that we need to seek. And it's the level of discomfort and fear is sometimes an indicator that we are moving in the right direction because on some level, particularly if we have received a lot of programming about how we should or shouldn't be, then in order to become who we actually are, then it is working through a lot of fear and anxiety and maybe worrying that you won't be accepted for who you are. And I would just say that if this process, this creative process that you're going through, means that people are left behind because they can't accept you and love you for who you are, then they didn't really love you to begin with. They only loved who they thought you were, and you deserve to be loved for who you are rather than who somebody thinks you might be or should be or ought to be. All right, now let's put one more card for advice here. Oh, and two came out. We have the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Cups. Ooh, interesting. So the Knight of Swords, this is impulsive energy. This is bringing impulsive knowledge, bringing new knowledge and communication to something that feels emotionally unclear to you. The Seven of Cups is, I mean, just look, he's got all of these cups before him, and he's not really sure what's underneath each one. Surely the thing that is his heart's content is under one of them and not under one of the others. And so there's this air of knowing that a choice needs to be made, but maybe not having a lot of clarity or feeling confused or overwhelmed by the options. So I feel like maybe some of the advice here for you is to, pardon me, is to talk this through and to talk this out. And like if you have somebody in your friend group or social circle or a therapist, therapists are great, then this might be something to work on with them, or even just working on internally or by having dialogue with yourself. Either, I mean, I do this silently sometimes, but sometimes I will have actual out loud conversations with myself because it will help me to work through some sort of emotion or thing that I just need to get a little bit of clarity on. And sometimes talking it out just allows us to cognate about things a little bit different. And what's funny that I've noticed sometimes when I'm doing that, mm, so parched already, is that as I'm talking, I'll actually hear myself say something that wasn't really fully conscious to me. And then I'll be like, oh, yeah, yeah, exactly what I just said. But something about the process of saying it out loud rather than just in your head, maybe it's just because it engages a second sense to the process, but it does allow me to metacognate a little bit more if I'm doing it out loud. So overall, advice is talk through some of these anxieties, talk through some of these self-limiting beliefs, like I said, with somebody that you know and trust and that is a safe person for you, or even just with yourself. And that will help to alleviate some of this either internal or external pushback that you're getting from people who are maybe not being as encouraging as they could be for you to step into who you are. So, group one, my chamomile friends, I hope that this is, I was going to say, I hope this has been helpful for you, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I forgot the oracle cards. So first we're going to pull an oracle card from what is this deck called? The Mystical Shaman Oracle Guidebook, or Oracle deck. And I did bring the guidebook because I find these cards to be quite lovely, but also sometimes very subtle. Ooh, I like it. So this one is Earth. And I'll read from the book here on that. So it's number 17. Okay. Earth represents the gift of life. The symbol on this card refers to the body of the planet Earth, the human body, and nature herself, we're reminded by the symbol that all creatures are born of the earth, and human beings are the stewards of all life on this planet. It refers to what we make of it, our health, wealth, security, grounding, solidity, and stability. It reminds us that the world of form is a gift from spirit and needs to be treated with respect. When the earth symbol appears, it represents a need to focus on reverence and appreciation for the natural gifts that are coming to you now and always. The concrete world you inhabit is there by the grace of spirit, and you are part of it. Much can be accomplished now when you focus on compassionate, reverent service to this world. If you act with integrity, gratitude, and humility, you will find yourself more prosperous than you can imagine. Success is assured when the earth appears as an invitation. This is really terrific. So I think that this is just validating this, kind of going back to that magician card and the bringing these actions and this integrity, this inspiration out into the world is what we're meant to do. And also, for some of you, I think that as a secondary message here is that as you're sort of going through this process of emerging and becoming the butterfly and sort of working through some of the anxieties or fears that may come up as a part of that, then, some grounding exercises might be good. Like, everybody's heard the phrase touch grass, but like, really go out and spend some time in nature and just allow yourself to relax into that space. And okay, let's see here. We're also going to pull a animal oracle card for you. Oh, we have Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. And yeah, like I said, this is this process, this energy that you're in right now, and bringing this out, and that Page of Pentacles energy of putting in the work and knowing that it's going to be a process that does uh, evolve with time, and just trusting that evolution, and not allowing that those detours, as the card is referring to them here, to kick up again that Nine of Swords energy. Like, this is very much just the Ace of Wands is a gift. And sometimes when gifts show up in our lives, especially with the Magician card coming up here, that implies, changes and shifts in the actual real world. And it's one of those things where, like, as soon as you make a plan and then take creative, active, actual steps towards bringing that plan to fruition, mitigating circumstances show up and you need to change your plans. And that's okay. That is just things happening as they are meant to happen. So, Group 1, I hope you found this helpful. Please like and comment on this video if you did in fact like this. If you got some value out of this reading and this helped clarify anything for you, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help a lot. And of course, you're welcome to subscribe if you like, where you can get more readings at different times, and also probably a squirrel video here and there, or maybe just me doing a rambly stream. And please don't forget to be kind and gentle with yourselves. And thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. Hello, magical person. If you selected Calendula as your token, then this reading is going to be for you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at your energy. We're going to take a look at the this unseen energy that is impacting your place. Then we're going to get some advice on how to best manage the intermingling of those two energies, and also we'll pull some oracle cards for that last part. So first, like I said, we're going to just dive right in here, and first we're going to pull some cards for your current energy that is being spoken to in this reading. So for Calendula crew, group 2 calendula crew. So first one, oh my gosh, that came out in the first reading too. Page of Pentacles. So putting in the work, putting in the time. Oh, 10 of Cups. Nice, beautiful. So like you're willing to put in the work and do the, make the effort of having a happy and healthy relationship. Ooh, but there's also this Five of Wands here. This is the card of conflict. Um, so it's like you're trying to build this happy relationship where there is full cups and emotional fulfillment. Oh, hi, Moo. And yet there's this energy. Oh, girl, what are you doing? Don't do that. Thank you. Um, and there is this, hi, sweetie. I see you. I see you. I see you. Hi. So you're trying to put in the work of having this rewarding and emotionally stable and fulfilling relationship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. This could also be with friends or with other family members or just your community in general. The Ten of Cups is less the energy of like spouses per se, although it can be, but it's more the energy of those relationships that we find fulfilling. And that's going to be a little bit different for everybody. So that's your energy right now. It's like you're willing to put in the work, but there's this conflict that's showing up. So let's see if we can get a little bit more information about what this other energy is. And I wonder, we'll see. Hey girl, yeah, you got stories? You got stories, Muchan? Oh yeah, I know what you want. You want a treat, don't you? Of course you do. All right, so, ooh, that is a whole pile. I'm being told that's not it. It's not it. All right, we have the Ace of Cups. Ooh, and the Six of Swords. Ooh, interesting. Okay. And the World. Oh, group 2. So it's really interesting, and as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. But the like primary message that's coming through with this other energy that's impacting you is there's this new opportunity for love or emotional fulfillment showing up. And maybe it's something that is going to help you move away from a painful past in some way. So it's part of like a healing journey. Um, and oh, was I ignoring you, girl? Was I ignoring you, Mo? Careful, don't tip that over, please. All right, all right. Um, so there's this, it's like a healing journey. The Six of Swords is very much about moving away from things that no longer serve you and sort of moving towards a new destination. It's kind of like taking your emotional baggage and leaving a lot of it behind and being like, I'm done. I'm done doing this thing that I've been doing over and over and over again. It's time for me to do something different. And with the World showing up here, that is a big ending. That's a big wrap up of a cycle. So it's interesting that we have both an ace and we have the World showing up here. So I feel like an energy like you're in this place where there's some sort of conflict happening and you want to put into the work, and you want to keep showing up, and the unseen energy here is that you're being asked to let go of some things that need to be let go of, and it is very difficult to do that, but the sort of like end result of being able to let go of those things is to be able to like truly move forward and allow your heart to be in a place that you are open to new experiences and new ways of having emotional fulfillment. So let's see, we're going to pull some cards here and see about getting some more details about this energy that is coming into your space. So we have here the Chariot. Yeah, it really is. It's here to help you move forward. Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's here to help you have some more discernment too. And then the Son of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like even though this Five of Wands energy that may be showing up for you for this conflict, whatever it may be, somewhere in your peopling space, maybe it's a partner, maybe it's a close friend, but something is showing up with that energy of conflict. And that conflict is showing up for a reason. It's giving you an opportunity to more clearly look at things um, that you really do need to move away from. So maybe, and again, take what resonates, leave the rest. It's going to be different for everybody. So for some of you, this might be that the best way to move forward is to actually terminate this relationship and or to put up boundaries around this relationship that allow you to honor yourself more. For some of you, it will be about just being honest, and the other person or people that are in this dynamic will be receptive to you putting up boundaries. So, the outcomes are going to vary, of course, but this is coming up to it's coming up for a purpose, and the purpose is to create opportunities or to present opportunities for you to let go of things that have been holding you back emotionally. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull one more tarot card from each of the three decks that I've used here, and then we're also going to pull some oracle cards and get some advice. Oh, that is so weird. This also showed up in the first reading. The Eight of Swords, which this is the card of self-limiting beliefs. So you may feel stuck in some way, like you don't have access to the information that you need to safely and clearly move forward from where you are currently standing. But that's actually, again, it's a self-limiting belief because, like, this bird just, shook himself a little bit. You could see that those bonds would easily fall away. And then, of course, the crow would be able to clearly see that there is a safe, navigable path through all of those swords to safety. And so there's like the advice here is to just be aware that you don't know what you don't know, and it's okay that you don't know it, but don't think that again, this isn't going to resonate for everybody, or may not resonate for everybody, but I feel like there's like maybe a little bit of black and white thinking showing up, and oftentimes black and white thinking can sort of sometimes be a sort of like a trauma reaction. So I guess this eight of swords is showing up to advise that uh, if you notice yourself having very black and white thinking or either or, that's an opportunity to take a pause and recognize that between A and Z, you have B through Y. So there's a whole lot of other things outside the binary that could be available to you that you're just not seeing for some reason. So we also have here, oh my goodness, the Eight of Swords showing up again. Oh, my peoples, my Calendula peoples. Um, yeah, you're really being invited to remove your blindfold, because I like this rendition of this card too, because like here, the protagonist here is looking in the mirror, and in the mirror she's just bound and blinded. But the reality of it, down here at the bottom of the card, is that you can see that that's just an image that she's looking at. That's just a projection that she has about her own situation, where the reality is that she clearly isn't blindfolded or bound. So again, apparently you just really needed to hear that, group two, that you do have options and you do have agency, and there are opportunities here for you to take this conflict and use it as an opportunity to get greater clarity and greater healing for yourself that will allow you to have more fulfilling relationships with yourself and with others going forward. And then we also have here again the Five of Wands. So, sometimes, like, I don't like conflict. I mean, I was going to say I don't think anybody likes conflict, but you know what? That's not true. Some people do at the very least, feel neutral towards conflict. I am generally conflict averse. If you know anything about Enneagram, it's a very helpful system. But my one of my types is nine. That seems to be the predominant one, and so that's kind of all about really being very conflict avoidant. But you know what? Sometimes conflict needs to happen. Sometimes we need to engage in uncomfortable conversations so that we can actually see what we need to see. So, there's tons of different ways that this could show up, but it's kind of like I don't know. I wonder if something about the way you've been in relationships up to this point. There's so much about moving away from things and closing out old cycles, and then this Eight of Swords showing up twice. And the Five of Wands showing up twice. I feel like maybe there have been times where uh, maybe in relationships where when a potential conflict showed up, instead of leaning into that conflict, or not leaning into it like being antagonistic, but like instead of allowing that conflict to be, instead you made yourself smaller in some way. So maybe there was some people pleasing happening here. And that's really just a long or short road. It depends on the person, but regardless of how long or short the road is, the destination is the same, and that is resentment. Either resentment of others or resentment turned towards the self. So I feel like group two, my calendula friends, that this is really an opportunity for you to um, take a look at some of the things that maybe you have been averse to and ask yourself if you are averse because there's a fear in there. Like I'll speak for myself. I know that one of the reasons why, especially in my youth, I'm less averse to conflict now, believe it or not, but still pretty averse to it. Like, there's lots of things that I will do to avoid it or to manage conflict. That's it. I've gotten better at managing conflict. I still don't like it. I still don't enjoy it, but I am allowing it to happen when it needs to happen because it's informative. And what was the example I was going to give? Well, I'll take this little thinking break to take a sip of tea. I don't remember what it was. I was gonna tell a story. I feel like I just heard a squirrely. Hi, squirrely. Want a peanut, buddy? There you go. There you go. Um, so yeah, okay. So when I was younger and even more conflict averse than I am now, if somebody said or did something that, like, say I really liked a book and I was like, oh, I really like this book. I think this book is great. And then people started immediately trashing on it, and being like, ah, that's just crap. In order to not be in a space of conflict with people, I would just sort of like acquiesce and be like, yeah, I guess you're right. It's not that good. I guess I don't really like it. So it's kind of like this self-abandoning almost that happens. The self-abandoning that happens when we people please is that it's like there's the in order to move towards other people and authentically, we also have to be authentically moving away from ourselves, which is unfortunate. So I feel like this is an opportunity at this time, to whatever conflicts you feel like are showing up in your relationships, this desire that you have to put in the work towards building that emotional fulfillment. Part of putting in the work is actually allowing yourself to take up space. I feel like a lot of times when people say, oh, I need to just put in the work, what they kind of mean by that sometimes is that I just need to make sure that I somehow meet all of the needs of the other people in relationship with me. And that's only not like possible, but it's also a really good way to avoid looking at what your own needs are in a relationship and somehow making your need in the relationship filling everybody else's needs, which again, that's just, there's no, it's not a sustainable way to do that. So let's pull first we're going to pull a Mystical Shaman Oracle card for you, and then I'm going to read the excerpt out of the book because these cards are really great and sometimes they have really subtle messages. Okay, and we have the giveaway. And I love that, especially with regards to this reading so far, which talks so much about leaving things behind. And just, yeah, so we'll see what the book says. 23. The essence. The giveaway is the gift you offer to life without attachment, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours: a smile, a nod of encouragement, a gentle touch, and a kind word. This is not giving to others what you no longer want, like the sweater that no longer fits, but gifting that is much more precious: your authentic love and genuine feelings. And folks, I just totally got goosebumps down both of my arms. That's pretty awesome. The invitation: make a list of 10 people and things for which you are grateful. Connect with the feeling of gratitude. The giveaway comes to ask you to feel the same gratitude without needing anything or anyone to inspire it, and to share this gratitude with those you meet. As you offer thanks, your heart opens and you start realizing how much life has given you. You heal your feelings of scarcity and open yourself to the abundance that surrounds you. The giveaway invites you to be in the flow of life as you give freely and receive freely. Well, that's pretty fucking beautiful. And I do think that again, there's again that like authenticity, being authentic to yourself, and the more in alignment with who we actually are, and the less we close our eyes to who we actually are and try to be more in a place of acceptance and love for who we are, then of course that shows up much more in our life. Let's see, we're also going to pull an animal oracle here. Ooh, we have Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. I love that again. And I think that especially these two oracle cards put together is just such a wonderful way to end this on, is that when we give of ourselves without having expectations for what comes back, because it's not like, it's like when we truly give from a place of authenticity and love, it's about showing up as ourselves and giving the energy of ourselves. And some people will take it and some people will leave it, and that's okay. And whether or not people respond in the way you want shouldn't change the fact that you get to show up as who you actually are. So, group two, I hope you found this helpful. I hope there have been some things around, messages that have inspired you, or provided a little bit of clarity, or at the very least, given you some interesting things to think about and tease apart with regard to the way you relate to others. If you've gotten value out of this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help a ton. I hope someday to maybe break 1,000, but first we'll worry about 300, which I feel like I've been on the cusp of that for just literally months. Um, which is fine. But if you do like this video and you did get something of value of it, please do give it a thumbs up. And of course, you're always welcome to subscribe if you like, and you'll get notifications about different videos that I post. Maybe a reading, maybe me kicking around in the yard, or sharing some sort of yard project or squirrel video with you. But regardless, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate you being here, magical person. And please don't forget to be kind and gentle with yourself. I will see you soon. Hello, group three. If you selected Yarrow as your token, then this reading is for you. And what we are going to do is, first we're going to pull a few cards for your energy that this reading is speaking to. Then we're going to pull a few cards for the unknown energy that is impacting you, get a little bit more clarification on that, then get some advice on how to best manage the intermingling of these two energies, and we'll also pull some oracle cards at the end. But to start off with, we are going to start with what your energy is. Ooh, itchy nose. So let's group 3, our Yarrow friends. What is energy of the Yarrow group today? Ooh, we have 6 of Swords. That showed up in reading 2. 6 of Swords, moving away. You're moving away from things that didn't work out. And the 9 of Pentacles, you're learning to be self-sufficient in a new way and really starting to working towards enjoying the fruits of your labors in terms of being able to rely on yourself. So it looks like you're in a time of, there's a lot of healing energies going on. And then we also have the 8 of Pentacles, which is not only about putting in the work and showing up and actually doing the job, but it's also about reassessing. Sometimes we need to reassess, so it's about putting in the practice and using the lessons from the practice that you're putting in to sort of tweak the process a little bit and make the work that you're doing a little bit more efficient. So there's some efficiency that comes in with the 8 of Pentacles. So right now, your general energy is like you're putting in the work, you're learning as you go, you're refining your process, but ultimately, you're trying to move away from things that don't serve you. You're trying to move away from unhealthy situations and circumstances or thought patterns that were really holding you back, and you're trying to really step into your own and be in this new place of self-love and self-appreciation. Where is, there it is. Oh, hi, Squirrely. You need a peanut? There. So now we're going to look at the energy that is showing up in your space. Okay, and I was only going to pull 3, but 4 came out, so we'll just go with 4. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the 7 of Swords. Ooh, it's a lot of, I'm sorry, that's 7 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. So the energy that's showing up in your place as you're trying to heal and move away from things is opportunities to, what's the best way to say that? So it's kicking up some anxiety. You're really having to do some deep work here and have have awareness of some painful truths. And it may feel like there's like more than you were anticipating, and that it's like I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. It's like as you're going through this process, the energy of anxiety and feeling alone, and feeling like maybe you just had too much put on your plate. And it just feels very heavy. It feels like there's some heavy, painful energy that is showing up and trying to keep you almost or getting in the way from you fully like moving away from things. So let's get a little bit more clarification on that energy that's showing up in your space because it's really interesting. Like, yeah, it feels very like there's just a lot. Like I feel like there's a lot of overwhelm probably here that's going on. A lot of difficult emotions to navigate, and like you're trying so hard. Like I can see where you're wanting to move to, where you are moving to. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. This is you are moving away from these things and moving into this 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the Son of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and 2 of Swords. Squirrely's going into the bedroom where the peanuts are stored to help herself, apparently. So yeah, I feel like maybe, what it might be here is, okay, so a couple of things. I feel like maybe this is a new aspect of the healing journey for you, and that one of the reasons maybe why it suddenly feels like you're so overwhelmed with all of these negative emotions is that um, at certain points in your past you were repressing them, and you were not processing them in real time because you were still in that, you hadn't yet moved into that energy of the 6 of Swords. You were still very much in it. And so, like, sometimes when we start to clean out a wound so that it can heal, we may not notice until that time when we really look at it just how bad it is. So I feel like maybe there's an aspect of that. Like you weren't quite aware of how much hurt you had been holding all of this time, and you're not really entirely sure what to do with it. But there's this desire. There is this desire to heal. And it's like you have this place that you are moving to, and that you want to be moving to, but you feel like you don't know how. It's just, I feel like very much this energy is like not knowing how to manage all of the negative stuff that is being kicked up by the healing process that you're undergoing. So let's pull some cards here. First, let's take a sip of water because obviously I am parched. Big ol' swig. So we're going to pull one card from each of the three tarot decks that I have used. We're going to pull one card from each of them and get some best advice and tips on how to manage the intermingling of these energies. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. Allowing yourself to be in a place of joy and inspiration and creativity. And knowing that you have a right to that place, knowing that you have earned it. Yeah, and you have, like, if you cut yourself and you go to clean the cut and you realize that it's a deeper cut than you had thought, that doesn't negate your right to heal. And so, like, part of part of the advice here coming through from this card is just knowing and reminding yourself, if you forget temporarily, that you do have the right to be happy and you do have the right to do things the way you want to do them and feel good about yourself and feel good about the way you exist in the world. All right, let's pull one from this deck. Ooh, we have the Empress. Yeah, getting a little bit of that mothering energy. And this may be for some of you, like an opportunity to reach out to your mom and get a little bit of that mom love. It might not be from your mother. It might be from your friends. It might be from yourself. It might be from your partner or your spouse or your bestie or whatever. Um, but there is allowing yourself access to comfort and nurture and compassion is going to really help alleviate a lot of this negative stuff that's being kicked up. Because what happens is sometimes internally, particularly if we have a history of trauma, which it's looking like perhaps there was some trauma here with the Six of Swords and all of the negative stuff that's being kicked up by moving away from those experiences. But sometimes when what was I going to say? Sometimes when we um, are trying to move away from traumatic experiences, we can have negative self-talk. And so if we are defrauding ourselves from our own love and compassion for ourselves, then that makes all of these negative emotions that much harder to deal with. So one of the pieces of advice is that as these negative emotions, as this anxiety, as these painful understandings come up, then there's a real opportunity here for you to meet yourself with compassion and not victimize yourself more by being cruel to yourself. And one more advice card, and then we will pull a couple of oracle cards. We have the Ace of Pentacles, trying new things. allowing new things to show up for you, and not just like new ideas or new feelings. Like, this is Pentacles. This is about actual, like, physical world changes. So maybe a new job, maybe a new place to live. Maybe it's not that drastic, and maybe it's just a matter of changing up your daily routine in some way that makes you feel good. But it's really about allowing a change to occur so that you can move away. And I just want to, just for the heck of it, I just want to show you all, as these cards have been in front of me on the table, one thing keeps jumping out at me every time I look down. Um, and that's, so, like, we have all of these cards, which are predominantly, there's a lot of gray, there's a lot of black, there's a lot of dark blue, like, there's a lot of shadow in these. Like I said, it's heavy energy. But then we also have, like, you know, with the Six of Swords, like, moving away from that storminess. And then with these two cards, we have such brighter colors, and there's so much more hopefulness and reaching out. And I feel like, this allowing things to change for yourself in some way, and just being open to the possibility of change, is going to assist you in this healing process, which will, as time goes forward, like, it won't always be as heavy as it is right now. I feel like one of the reasons why it might feel especially heavy is, like I said, I feel like this is maybe the first time you've dipped in this way into so openly looking at things that haven't been helpful to you and trying to move away from them. And of course, when it's new, when something that big is new to us, it can indeed feel very overwhelming. So again, just giving yourself that love, allowing yourself to be where you are, really acknowledging and reminding yourself, if you forget, that you have the right to be happy and to move towards things that make you feel happy and fulfilled and self-reliant, and to feel good about being self-reliant. So now we're going to pull an oracle card, and this is the Mystic Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. And sometimes messages are a little subtle, so I'm going to pick a card, and then I'm also going to read out of the book for you about it. Ooh, we got two. Ah, beautiful. All right, so we have the Beauty Way and the Tree of Life. So let's start with the Beauty Way. The Beauty Way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. The practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation you are in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity and peace to the difficult encounter. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out the light and help uncover the hidden treasures. The invitation. The Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside of yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses, take a deep breath, look up at the stars, and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lessons in life, and the lesson that life is teaching you. Wait, what? See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. Sorry, I don't know why that was so difficult for me to read that last one. But yeah, I think that is obviously so salient to the situation here, inviting you to create beauty and recognize that beauty is all around you, because even those dark things that we want to move away from, or that we don't want to deal with, or that are difficult to deal with, they do have their own kind of beauty, because our reaction, are like, when we are in pain and we react, that is an opportunity for us to heal. So when there's healing, and when there's growth, and when there's an evolution about the way we think about things and the way that we exist in the world, that brings us more into alignment with our own authenticity, then that is beautiful. And we can't often have, what's a better way to say that? Many of the times, the things that really inspire us to change things in our life are also things that are pretty painful. So it's like you can't get the growth without having the growing pains. And if you have ever had growing pains, they are pretty awful. So let's look at the other one, number 58, the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is a sacred symbol throughout the Americas. Its deep roots reach into the lower world, the unconscious, while its branches reach to the heavens, the source of destiny. To be whole in your life's journey, it is important to have deep roots and high branches. A tall tree with shallow roots will fall in the first wind, but a tree with deep roots can weather any storm. The invitation: to find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head or in the world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you are caught in mechanical doing and are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longings. Yes, 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 yes. Again, it's about bringing it into alignment. And it doesn't actually say this in the book, but one of the other things that I really love about the Tree of Life symbolism is that the whole of, like, as above, so below. So if there is a problem in the canopy of our tree, then oftentimes the source of that problem will be in the roots. And, they are intrinsically tied. And then let's also pull one more oracle card for you, an animal oracle card. And then we will send you on your way, group 3, my magical Yarrow friends. And we have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. Yes, yes, like you're committed to moving forward and to being your best version of yourself that shows up for yourself and loves yourself and knows how to take care of yourself. I love that so much. It's time to let go of those painful things from the past so that you can be more in that place of beauty and gratitude and knowing that you are valuable. Thank you so much, Group 3. If this reading brought value to you, please do leave a thumbs up. It really does super help the channel a lot. And as you know, it's a pretty small channel trying to grow. And so I really appreciate that if you could. Let's see what else. Please don't forget to be kind and gentle with yourself. And I will see you soon. Take care. I'm so glad you stuck around, magical person. I just wanted to share with you again my gratitude for you being here and watching my videos. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to either send me an email or leave a comment in the video below, or leave a comment below. I'm trying to move forward to get into the habit of streaming a little bit more regularly, and it is my plan. I don't know, I get so involved in the conversation that I sort of forget what my plans are. But it is my plan to start doing some live tarot readings, so stay tuned and maybe show up at a stream and we'll pull some cards and see what we see. Thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate every single one of you magical people who does show up to watch my videos. Again, y'all, don't forget to be kind and gentle with yourself, and I will see you soon. Oh, hi, baby. Do you need me to bring you a treat outside? I'll bring you a treat outside because you're the best mooching in the world. I love you. You're the best baby kitten. You're the best baby kitten in the whole world. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. Oh, I got a treat for you, little squirrely.